Hey everybody, welcome back to the inevitable part 3. Unfortunately, the batteries towards the end of part 2 died, but I noticed when we actually paused the timer, we only had about 2 minutes left anyway. So we have 4 books left. Apologies. We actually, in the time it took to charge the battery, had dinner and relaxed for about a good, hour or 2?
Yeah, about an hour.
So we have 4 books left from DC. Let's conclude out this week.
Let's go.
2 pretty good and 2 meh. Well, actually 1 meh. This one, Hood and The Outlaws #4, which is probably where I got cut off at on the last part. I don't know yet. We're going to take it off the camera. I'll probably put an annotation at the end of the last part to continue on to here. It was really interesting. Finally, you know, this got a lot of ridicule. A lot of people didn't give this a chance, and I've got to be honest with you guys. If you look over the whole Starfire thing, and I think DC's trying to fix that now in a way, it's a really interesting story. Jason Todd is in this town looking for one of the unknown. I believe they're called the Unknown. And they're very smart. Instead of all living together, they're separated. They're living in separate places. So he's looking for one of the unknown. And there's a long story between him and Arsenal going on. And basically, at some point they find that person. And it turns out, spoiler, it's the town sheriff or one of the police officers. And she said, I'm one of the more peace-loving. I wasn't looking to do anything. I was the last person you should come after. And a fight goes on between Arsenal and him and the Unknown. While somewhere else, as the cover shows, Starfire is fighting this guy called Crux, who hates the Tamaranians. He hates to no end. There's a whole. He lost his family because of them as well, because they died in a spacecraft crash or landing or whatever. And it was very boring. I skipped over that part. It was like, come on, we all know the reasons why people hate other people. And in the end, he uses her own technology against her. And from what I understand, she now does not have her powers anymore. She's human. He basically says, enjoy being human, and flies off. So now Starfire is powerless, as far as I understand. We'll find out more in the next part. And Jason Todd is left. Arsenal sees this, and he goes off to help Starfire. But Jason stays behind to fight the Unknown. And that's where it's left off. Now that Starfire is human, you know, a lot of people are making fun of how she's stupid, how she has no memory. Maybe this will help, not retcon the retcon, fix the retcon, and maybe make her into a better character or change her into a better person. Who knows? All I do know is that this is pretty good. The artwork is very nice. Let's see if I can get you a good page. And if I missed anything that was important. There was a funny beginning, I will say that also. Trying to find a good piece of artwork, and there is just... There we go.
Yeah, that looks good.
That's nice of artwork. And yeah, so that's basically the gist of this. There are little things here and there. It says the next issue is called Arsenal Unleashed. So I'm guessing it's going to focus more on Arsenal and Starfire. And Jason Todd might be in the following month. I'm hoping not. I hope that there's more of a focus on Jason Todd, because I really don't care about Arsenal or Starfire.
Who the hell is that?
That's Crux from the cover.
Oh, okay.
So, it was interesting. I enjoyed it. I don't know why people... You know, you gotta look over stupidity. And yeah, DC tried to throw stupidity at you with Starfire, but I really don't like Arsenal either. I think he's an idiot also. So you got 2 idiots, and then you have Jason Todd. I found Jason Todd's character very interesting since Under the Red Hood. If you can look over 2 idiots, you should be okay. To be honest with you, I don't know why they don't just get rid of the Outlaws and just make a Red Hood title.
Now that would be interesting.
I mean, you could even do that. Look, if you take all this off,
yeah,
it looks like it's its own. It looks like it's its own title. It should just be about the Red Hood. Take Starfire and put her with the Titans or somewhere else. Take Arsenal and either rehabilitate him or turn him into one of Green Arrow. Sorry, Mike, it'll put him in your book. Make him one of Green Arrow's villains.
Actually, that wouldn't be too bad if he wasn't.
Exactly. Take out the Outlaws, make a Red Hood book. DC, you have two idiots with Jason Todd, and Jason Todd's the only one that's really focused in this book, in my opinion. Arsenal's too busy thinking like a retard, and Starfire's, let's face it, a dumb blonde with red hair.
Mm-hmm.
Might as well just get rid of both of them and make a Red Hood book. Because I'm telling you the truth, I'm way more interested in seeing what's going on with Jason Todd than anybody else. That's why I skipped over most of the Starfire part, because who cares? I really don't. Justice League number 4, continuing Aquaman's change from the gayest character in the DCU to the most awesomest character in the DCU, and Superman's continual downfall into the most retardedest character in the DCU. You guys saw from the previews, they made Aquaman very badass. He's here, he's on land now, and he wants to know what's going on and who the leader is, and if there isn't a leader, he votes himself in. The funniest part of this entire book, Wonder Woman has 2 lines in the entire book.
2 lines?
2 lines, and I'm going to read them to you. When she meets Aquaman, when she first meets Aquaman, it's hilarious. Greetings, Aquaman. What a day for a fight.
Huh?
That's it. That's it. The whole issue. That's the end. And, of course, Cyborg, Vic Stone is now completely transformed into Cyborg.
Okay.
The United States Army shows up and is now firing on the Justice League as well.
Oh no, she says more.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wow, Mike, very good. It makes you tell the truth. Oh, the lasso. She's explaining the lasso to him. Oh, and you too.
Yeah, so...
Okay, she has 4 lines in the entire book. 5 lines.
Okay, well, we're not counting lines. She talks.
She talks a bit. I don't know. I saw one person say, I could have sworn... Oh. Thought that was Batman talking. Because her lines are very close to Batman.
Yeah, I could tell. I would.
Oh, okay, I take it back. Wonder Woman actually does talk a bit.
Yeah.
But Cyborg does meet up with the Justice League. Superman and Flash are taking down the army, and then the picture we've all seen all over the internet, Darkseid shows up. And it takes very little time for him to, another wonderful splash page, take down the Justice League.
Let me see that. Nice.
And it says to be continued. He introduces himself. I am Darkseid, to be continued. Story's really good, I'm not going to lie, and the artwork's really good too. You look over Superman and, yeah. That's all I'm going to say, yeah. I might drop this book after the first story for the simple fact that I'm not paying an extra $1 for bullshit that I don't even look at. I don't look at this.
Why
this whole piece over here, I don't look at it. And I find it retarded that DC drew the line at $2.99 when they're charging me an extra $1 for Justice League, they're charging him an extra $1 for All-Star Western, and they're charging an extra $1 for Action Comics. It makes no sense. Why would you do that? And then, you know what? I also heard the artwork is going to change for Justice League for 2 months after the first story, which I believe is ending next month.
So that could be a good or a bad thing.
I've seen the artwork coming.
So it's a bad thing?
Wonder Woman looks like a man.
Oh yeah, you showed it to... Oh, wow.
So I'm sticking around for Justice League for the end of the first story, and then I'm probably dropping this book like a hot pancake, because no offense, I'm just not... First of all, I only bought Justice League when I was younger because Superman was in it, but now that I've dropped everything that is Superman, the point of me getting Justice League right now is for Batman, because I'm reading Batman, and even that's kind of wearing thin. So I might buy the 2 months worth of horrible artwork, and then when Jim Lee starts up again, see where the story's going to go from there. But after that, if it's stupid, I'm just going to probably drop it. Because I'm not paying $3.99 for shit that I don't...
It's also amazing, I'm sorry to interrupt you, it's also amazing how they made Aquaman from one of the least favorite characters
to a badass.
Yeah, to that, yeah, it's just...
I mean, I don't mind because I paid $3.99 for some Marvel books. So it's not a big deal, what, twice a month? And you might drop All-Star Western, so let's say once a month, paying $3.99 for one book from DC, that's not a bad thing.
But the thing that's not necessary is that they put these things in that...
It's unnecessary.
It's
not worth it. You don't need... I don't want these extra pages. Can I opt out? Can you make a book that's $2.99 without that extra stuff at the end? I don't need to see Jim Lee's artwork or Jim Lee's recreation
But
of
then again,
anybody.
DC, you know, they want to make, they bring up the prices, and that's, you know.
I'm sorry, I
unnecessary.
don't want those extra 7 pages. Cut them out of my book and charge me $2.99 like you're doing with all your other books. DC, you said you're drawing the line at $2.99. You want to back out of that, fine, but I'm telling you, you're getting a lot of ridicule from that. Nightwing number 4. Okay, first story arc's done. We're in a standalone issue. Batgirl's in town, and there's a shapeshifter that she's chasing who has these microchips that he's going to sell off to this, I think it's a terrorist group. So Dick is still following the circus around, trying to figure out what's the conspiracy surrounding the circus. And he has this girl that he's with, and she knows as much as Dick does that once Dick figures out what's going on with Haley's circus, he's going to probably leave and go back to Gotham, which Dick actually agrees. He in his mind, he's saying, of course that's true. Barbara shows up, and they go out on patrol looking for this. At first, he didn't want to go with her, and there is a reference to Batgirl number 4 where she said, I want to do this alone. But in the end, basically, Dick and her do go out. I thought I was going to hate this artwork. I really did. I thought I wouldn't like it. However, the artwork as the book went on, it got okay. It wasn't as bad.
That's not too bad.
It's not bad. I mean, the preview pages they gave on Midtown were awful, but I'm trying to find it. There was that splash page. Let me see. Well, this was the preview on.
Well, that's good. Yeah.
No, it was a preview though on Midtown. I want to try to find something that wasn't on here. The artwork is pretty okay. The artwork is pretty okay. So the shapeshifter shows up, and he knows he was being followed by Nightwing and Batgirl, and basically Batgirl is dealing with the terrorists who now know that they've been watching them, and Nightwing is dealing with, his name is called, oh my god, what was his name? She said it in the very beginning of the book too. It starts off with Batgirl and this guy, what's his name? Spinebender. So it's a new character, a new shape-shifting character. And then basically he takes out Spinebender, Nightwing, and then Batgirl helps him out a bit. Then she's on her way out and tells the girl, Dick is a great guy, he really cares about you a lot, don't hurt him, etc., etc. And the girl's about to knock on his door and then walks away. And then here's the big spoiler, guys, ready? When Mr. Haley said the answers are in the heart of the circus, he finally figures it out, goes to the circus, breaks open one of the panels that looks like it's been ripped out, pulled out and put back in 1,000,000 times, and there's a little black book with a bunch of names on it, and on the last page is his name, leaving more questions than answers. To be continued. Next month, New Orleans and a voodoo demon. So I'm guessing either voodoo and or Demonite are going to be in the next issue. So I'm looking forward to it. Nightwing is holding very strong for me. One of the very strong side books from Batman is definitely Nightwing. I'm very glad that they did not completely retcon Nightwing. I don't mind that instead of blue, he's red. I think the change in color is fine. I prefer the blue, but red is just as good in my opinion. It was nice seeing Batgirl guest star. The story was good, self-contained, one part. There was, however, a continuation on the main story, the main background story that's going to be following through for another couple of months with Psycho and everything, and him finally resolving this entire first ordeal, which I believe it's going to last for quite a bit of time. It's probably going to last until about issue 10, my opinion. It might not. But I'm sticking around all the way through past this story because it's fun. But I gotta admit, in my honest reader's opinion, I've never read Nightwing until now, because now was the perfect jumping on point because it was #1 and they started his story. And he's not Batman anymore, because before the DC Comic relaunch, we all know Dick Grayson was Batman #2. So to see him now back as Nightwing, this was a perfect starting up point again, and I just want to see him not at the circus anymore. I want to see him in Gotham, dealing with problems in Gotham. I don't want to see him traveling around with a circus and trying to figure out what's going on in the circus. It's a good beginning point, but after that, I'd like to see Nightwing back in Gotham, fighting crime the way he always has. And I'm very interested in seeing the development now that Barbara Gordon's in his life, and apparently Starfire and him never met, or aren't on like, they did meet, that's right, Red Hood and the Outlaws #1, they mentioned it. But basically him and Starfire apparently aren't on good terms anymore, so it's good to see Barbara walking again, because maybe this will rehash the fire between the two of them at some point in the distant future. I'm guessing not for another year or two. I'm hoping one day that DC decides to just say, you know what, we did this relaunch for like 2 years and we're going back to the old universe, but we're dragging some things back with us, like Barbara walking. Because I'll be honest, if they undo this retcon, there's a certain amount of things I'd like to see stick in the oh god, this is so confusing.
The DC universe.
I want to see stuff from the new 52. If they rehash and go back to the old DCU, there are some things from the new DCU that I'd like to see in the old DCU. First of all, Barbara Gordon walking. Second of all, I'm looking forward to the retcon and destruction of this new Superboy. I would like to... There's a few characters that they changed up a bit, and the changes should push forward into the old DCU. Right now, the only thing I can really think of... Oh, and Dick Grayson being Nightwing, that was it. The two things I want to see is Dick Grayson being Nightwing and Barbara Gordon walking again. And maybe the abolishment, I think that's the right word, of Batman Inc. Because we don't need Batman Inc. Okay, Batman #4 is the best book out of DC Comics this week. You see the new DCU kind of working its way in here? Maybe, maybe not. It turns out that Dick shows up and guest stars in this, not as Nightwing, as Dick Grayson. Batman got out of that explosion by the skin of his teeth, basically. The skin of his teeth. This is Batman. And they're rehashing and retalking about everything that's happened from issue 1 to now. So basically, if you missed out on the first 3 issues, just get this issue. They recap. That's the word. They recap everything that's been going on up to this point. And then we go back, way back in time, and Bruce is saying he didn't think his parents' murder was a random killing for some pocket change and pearls. Bruce thought that the Council of Owls had them killed. And as a kid, he admits that right after his parents died was his real first detective mission, which is where he was looking for the Council of Owls to wreak his revenge, so to speak, or bring them to justice, whatever. So apparently what DC might be doing is redoing the death of Batman's parents by involving the Council of Owls. Like his family's going to have some type of their involvement with the Council of Owls somehow. But we don't know how or where or why yet. Those are still to be answered. But Dick's worried that Bruce is obsessing over the Council of Owls, and Bruce is explaining to him that I'm not obsessed. I've been doing research into them since I was a kid, since my parents first died. And Dick's like, whoa. So he's like, yeah, so I'm not obsessed. He actually proved that they didn't exist. So now that they're showing that they did exist, he's trying to figure out exactly what's going on. And he was talking about resurrecting his great-great-grandfather, and that his great-great-grandfather had drowned. But the problem is, after examining his bones, which he does here, I'll show you some nice Greg Capello artwork. He's examining his bones here in this page. That there was actually there were puncture wounds from tossing knives. I believe they're called tossing knives, right? From, I believe it was tossing knives. 50 throwing knives. So he talks to Inspector Gordon really quick to follow up on what's going on, and then he ends up searching the sewers for where his great-grandfather had died, great-great-grandfather had died, and then the Talon shows up. And finally, on the last page, this entire last page, going into this page, but not this page. This page is the entire, you know how they were talking about a nursery rhyme? There was a nursery rhyme about the Council of Owls and the Talon. The nursery rhyme from Gotham, from the that they've been talking about the past couple of issues, is written out on this page. And then in the end, Batman's stuck in some type of a labyrinth. and to be continued. Really, really good. Really good. This Batman book is the #1 Batman book out there. Not just because of Greg Capullo's amazing artwork, but because of the really good story. And this flashback was really good as well.
It does look interesting.
The reason Bruce thought the Council of Owls was involved was because they always leave signs before they attack, and Bruce had found a owl nested in his attic several days before his parents were killed. So he thought that was a sign. Very interesting. And the flashback sequences were very, very interesting as well. They were different. They were colored differently as well. Oh, actually, I remember. See, they were like in a different kind of tone, so you knew you were looking back, like you were seeing a flashback. I loved it. I didn't get the variant cover this week because I did not know what the variant cover looked like. Could not find the variant cover, and 20 comic books. Yeah, I'm not paying an extra $1.50 for a variant. Not this week. Next week I am getting a variant cover. I got, first of all, this cover, the Greg Capullo cover, was really, really good. I didn't trust what the variant cover would look like, so I just got the regular. I'll look into the variant, but I like this one the best anyway. So, sorry guys, no variant this week. Next week, I don't want to, if I could save money, especially when I get a lot of comics, I'm going to have to cut corners. That's why I'm dropping a lot of books, because a lot of new books are coming, and money is very tight also, especially right after Christmas. So, that's why I was saying already, in this comic review alone, I'm dropping 2 comics. Let's get into that in a second. Batman, really good. Best Batman title. Check this book out from DC. It's awesome. Same with Nightwing. Now, the thing is, the reason we're doing a lot of cuts is because, first of all, Marvel's releasing a bunch of new books. Scarlet Spider-Man. Already we got the other 2 books, the Incredible Hulk relaunch and the Avenging Spider-Man book. DC sticking to their 52 and doing tiny miniseries here and there. Michael's got the recent one, The Ray. Marvel's releasing next year a bunch of miniseries also, X-Men vs. Avengers.
I'm looking forward to that.
There's a lot of stuff that's being planned out, so cuts have to be made, and no offense, like I've said to you guys before, if I'm not enjoying something, I'm not going to buy it just to hate it. And in the case of Catwoman, it's just boring. It wasn't our book to begin with anyway. And as I said, we're going to go through her books, and whatever books we don't like are going to go. And Catwoman fell into that category, and so did Batwoman. There's IDW work. There's a lot of IDW independent comics. There's a lot of independent. Yeah, absolutely. There are a lot of independent comics coming out that are really good. So cuts are going to be made. If the story's no good, in Venom's case, I liked it. I really did up until this point. Now it's like, okay, the Avengers are going after Venom.
They're dragging it out a little too much.
Yeah, and no offense, but Eddie Brock isn't anti-Venom anymore. If and when Eddie Brock comes back into the Venom comics, and if the symbiote goes back to him, then maybe I would be willing to pick up Venom again. But right now, I'm not feeling Flash Thompson Venom. I'm just not enjoying it anymore.
It's not the same, really, as what we grew up to know it was Eddie Brock.
Especially, I got a book, I won't say which, I'll say this book at least. I got The Birth of Venom for Christmas, the trade paperback. And you read that and you see how Venom started off, and then you look at Venom now and it's like, Venom went through 3 different people already, and Eddie Brock is still alive. So, in my opinion, if Eddie Brock's still alive, Venom should still be Eddie Brock.
Unless in Carnage USA they might have...
No, they're not doing that. In Carnage USA, Venom is going to probably be Flash Thompson.
Oh, God. Should have been Eddie Brock.
I don't know. But, I'm just not feeling it, and no offense, that origin of Jack-O-Lantern was the creepiest thing in the world. I didn't even read it. I was just... No, I'm sorry. I'm not looking for Venom team-ups with some foes. I know next month there's a 5-part Venom story. 14. What number are we at now? I think it's the next number.
I think we're on 11.
We're on 11? Let's see.
Venom. If I remember correctly.
11.
Yeah, 11, yes.
Yeah, so in 2 months there was a 14, a 14.1, 2, 3, and 4.
Why are they doing the point?
And then a 15. It's too much. It's too much.
It's like...
I don't think I'm gonna follow up on that. I'll think about it. But I'm being honest. Unless the next issue looks really good and not worth dropping. I mean, if the cover speaks to me in a way where it's like, pick us up one more time, then I might. Because like I said, I am dropping Catwoman. But at this point in time, just understand next month if you don't see Venom that we basically didn't enjoy it, and that's why. And we'll get through that now again. Batman number 4, the best Batman book, number 1. I'd absolutely say check it out. Nightwing number 4 is continuing to be awesome. I was skeptical with the new artwork, but I'm not skeptical at all anymore. Justice League number 4, I'm sticking around for the first story. An extra $1 for extra bullshit that 90% of you out there, just like me, are not going to read. Yeah, not worth it, but the issue was pretty good. Red Hood and The Outlaws, just make it Red Hood. Number 4, it was good. The Jason Todd parts were really good. I didn't give a crap about what happened with Starfire, and Arsenal is just annoying. Legion of Superheroes number 4 was really good. Enjoyed the Mon-El scenes. Birds of Prey number 4 was really good. As was Wonder Woman number 4. Going to stick around at least for one more issue. See how Wonder Woman goes. Catwoman's a drop. I'm not interested anymore. Unless you're a huge Catwoman fan. Who needs it? Green Lantern Corps number 4 was pretty okay. Up to you guys on that one. If you're a fan of the 90s miniseries, Superman the Kents number 2 of 3 is out this month. Check it out if you want. Avengers 20 is a margin above New Avengers, doing pretty good with the whole Dark Avengers thing, but I swear, Bendis, please get off the books and don't ever come back, because I don't want to see the Dark Avengers ever again after this story. Wolverine and the X-Men number 3 was awesome, and Wolverine number 20 was awesome. Both ended with Sabretooth though, so if you read this first, it kind of made this ending lackluster, and if you read this first, it made this ending lackluster. Up to you guys. Uncanny X-Force 19 was a perfect ending to one story and prequel to the next. Really good. I love X-Force. Amazing Spider-Man 676 involved the Sinister Six only versus the
Intellectua, and it was great. I will be picking up the next issue, and hopefully
we always pick up Amazing Spider-Man.
And hopefully Spider-Man will be in it, and I will be reading it.
He is going to be in it. And I love the bold new statement, the world's greatest superhero. Whoever decided to put that on the cover, touche, man.
Yes.
Very good work. The Invincible Iron Man 511 is still good. Dark and Dark Wolverine. Guest starring the Runaways. No guest starring them. Was really good. Was pretty good. Next issue is going to be I Know Better. The Incredible Hulk number 3. I'm sticking around to see what happened between how they separated and why. And then I'll see if it's not stupid enough. I'll stick around. Fantastic Four 601. The second Forever's over. I'm forever done. X-2319. I'm just collecting until it ends because it's going to end really soon. Venom number 11 is possibly the last Venom you guys are going to be seeing. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 5 is the book of the week. The Turtles get their colored bandanas.
I agree. And
a lot more character development and relationship development and solidification of the past with Hamada Yoshi and Oroku Saki. Really good. And Ghostbusters number 4. Okay, we've passed the movies now. This is the end of the first story. We're done with the movies. Let's see where Ghostbusters goes from there. And if they do continue on really well, I know that this is going to be a really great series. The 2 lead figures that came out this week, once again, are Arisa and Lisa Drac. Lisa Drac. The last 2 in the Brightest Day, Blackest Night series. And yeah, hope you guys have a wonderful vacation, because this is Christmas vacation. I had a huge stack of books this week, and I apologize if in the last 2 parts I rushed through. It was because I didn't want a 3rd part, but we got it anyway, and we're at the maximum time now. So I will see you guys real soon. Got a lot of videos planned out for this week, and one is going to be a year-ending video. So stick around. I'll see you guys soon.
Alright, later guys.
Take care.